Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020 Career Mode, episode 130 of Vuelta. Okay, first things first, jersey. That's fine. I'm not going to go for the jersey. There wasn't a lot of interest in the community after the previous episode, and what we're looking at is just going for some stages. We've got some punchy guys here. We've definitely got some sprinters here, and so we'll participate in that type of race, that type of stage, but otherwise we'll quick sim the others in terms of the GC. Sorry for those that were interested, and there was plenty of interest in that, but again, that was still, for me, too similar to what we did in the previous two tours. I needed something different this time. We're getting something different, and especially because, well, right now Mishik Smith's the closest at 39th, 2 minutes and 28 seconds behind. He's already too far back to challenge. A one-man break was not enough. Apparently we needed 20. I understand that a one-man break was not enough to please some sponsors, to please some teams and their objectives, and so we saw we saw a situation where all of a sudden we chased down one man and others emerged off the front, and it ended up making a quite large group. They still have a minute 45. It's not going to be an easy catch with just 45 kilometers to go. Also, we've seen a temporary split, but the Peloton now back together. We've got one very short, very, very steep Category 3 coming up. And we're going to have to push pretty hard to get through that one. We are going to up the effort level because 78 for a bunch of mediocre to non-climbers is not going to be a good scenario. So hopefully German gets up here very quick with the water that we need. German's acceleration's really coming along. He's doing quite well in that department, but his sprint is not very good still.
The Peloton has significantly increased its speed.
He's more of a glorified lead-out rider still, at a 61 mountain, 64 hill base is not going to be good. All right, so 83, everybody's right near the front. We should hang on.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
In fact, we're just kind of chasing down that breakaway right now, so it's not too hard for Mishik Smith to stay up there. Everybody else, Gasoli, going backwards, but it's short enough. It's only 2 kilometers. Shouldn't see a split. It's possible. We definitely got 4 guys that went back, 4 guys that got dropped. We'll see if they regain contact. It was more than that. It was 5 guys. German is out. I'm not sure he's going to make it back up there. Okay, that group will make it if there's a concerted effort. Smith is... Dang. I mean, look at that. That's supposed to be our leader. Well, okay, I see why there's an issue with that. He's still only a 71 mountain. Smith is the weakest future GC guy that we have. And this group's getting smaller, not larger. So at this point, not sure this group's going to make it back on, which contains our 3 sprinters. What we still have here, though, is Wykinkis. We've got just 7 of the 20 left of the breakaway as they split up over the top of that one. Sorry, my voice is just starting to go a little bit. Pace isn't crazy, but this group seems to be going the wrong direction. And I'm wondering if I should contribute to the chase
There's
here.
an attack in the group at the front.
I'm going to go with definitely 17k to go.
Oh my, that's a
I don't like having just
fall.
3 riders for this and one of them quite tired. But I do like that Wykinkis is in really good shape as we approach the end of this stage. Let's go ahead and check out what profile is still ahead of us. This little punchy section we're on right now, seeing a big acceleration there, but it's not doing anything. But the final is a little bit on the punchy side.
10 kilometers remaining.
Alright, this is now the group right behind, and they're trying to regain contact with just 10k to go. They're back within 45 seconds. Got a very small chance, but it seems like it's too late. Definitely seems a bit too late, especially when there's still 7 riders in the break that need to be caught. and they need to be caught, now. So, Wykankis is going to be led out by Moreau, and then Smith. And we're going to get a move on, because it's only 7K to go. Come on, Wykankis.
5
Get through
kilometers
there.
to the finish line.
5K banner. Gel up, guys. Smith nearly done. 4K to go. Leaving our teammates behind, but we don't have a choice. We've got to go for it. 3K to go. $1.9K to go. 1.2.
There
Moreau
goes the
sprint.
The strong men are giving their
Wykankis
all.
sprint. Come on, buddy. Hang on. You got some competition in Julian Alaphilippe. Red bar running out right at the finish
really
line, and it's
powerful sprint finish
perfectly
to claim a
timed.
great victory.
And we get the stage win. Vulcan Wykankis. Guy who is just starting to be something last season. In so many ways, I think, is already better than Vermark. Similar mountain rating.
The riders bringing up their rear have
Vermark
made
has
it
a little
through
edge on the
sheer
hill
willpower.
rating, but similar.
This stage was a
The
real
acceleration
strength zapper.
is relatively similar, though Wykankis is a little ahead. But sprint, Wykankis is already 3 or 4 points better in that overall top speed. So Vermark might be able to break off from a group, but he can't out sprint a Julian Alaphilippe. Wykankis, he still can't out sprint Alaphilippe, but he can hold him off a bit better. And that's exactly what he did there. Alaphilippe was in the right position, the right place, should have won. And we just beat the beast. Or whatever. I don't know. He's got a nickname, doesn't he? I'm not even sure what it is. That's sad. I should know what it is. Coming off our Stage 4 victory, Stage 5 is looking actually even better for us in many respects. We only have a couple punchers here. We have a lot more sprinters. And in the field, there's quite a few decent punchers. Of course, one super elite one in Alaphilippe, who we just beat out on that
The
last
pack is
stage.
increasing its work rate. Some
And
teams can't
for
be
this
happy with the
one,
breakaway.
well, there's only a few sprinters who are pretty elite that we have to contend with. And this climb, if hard enough, could maybe eliminate some of the field. I would love to see a split where the back 40, back 60 are dropped, and maybe one or two or all three of those sprinters could be out the back.
Oh, the list of those left behind goes on rising. The breakaway is not to everybody's liking.
107,
Has
that's the kind of
significantly
number
increased
we
its
need.
speed.
That could be enough to set us up.
Puncture for a rider.
We still have a breakaway to deal with, though, who are 2 minutes ahead. I do think it is time we start participating in that catch with 24K to go. We don't need to go full sprint train yet, but we do need to put a couple guys on the front. Tremont could be used for the sprint now. Moreau, we're done climbing, so why don't we send Moreau up, and then we'll send Jorgensen up. And then we'll send Smith up. And those guys will do the chasing. That leaves us our team of sprinters still behind. Germain's still on protection. And I think the other guys are fine to contend on their own. Of course, it's classified punchy, so Alaphilippe's team's still working for him, even though the climbing's now done. It does look like 77 is not going to be hard enough for these three guys. $82 appears to be in the mix.
There's now more than a
Gaps
minute
come down
between
by
the
10
breakaway and the
seconds.
pack. A couple of teams have set themselves up as
And there's a
pacemakers for the
handful of
pack.
riders off
They
the back, but
obviously
it's not
don't have
much.
anybody in the breakaway group.
I'm guessing our sprinters made it through that okay. If the teams were smart, they protected them, but of course it's classified punchy, so they might not have been protected. It's possible they're out the back.
15 kilometers to the finish line.
Profile itself dictating, how the teams prepare for this stage. And it also could mean here at the finish that it's more the punchers who are going for the finish line. There we go. Finally, we emerge at the front. 87 effort. Minute 25 is the gap, so it has come back a bit, but we've also used up 11 kilometers to pull back half a minute. And we need to pull back another minute and a half in just 13 kilometers. So, doing the math, it's not looking totally favorable. It's still just 3 riders away, but if we want to win a stage, we do need to catch these guys.
Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
10K to go. All right, this is territory for
for
Sprint Train. Let's set that up. Oh, is why Kink is our favorite all of a sudden. Probably not on a day like this. It's going to be Alves Machado, 78.79. I would imagine Reykjavik actually has the best top speed. Let's set him up, and then Zoli and Kink is in the mix somewhere. Fantastic acceleration. Alright, nice thing on this is that Smith is already right at the front, but we're not going to ride 99. We're going to start 88. We need to have a moment for our team to catch up. And they did it quite fast. Nicely done. Alright, 9K to go. Effort up because it's a minute on that gap. So we've cut it back in half. 24K, but it took 15K to do that. Only 9K left, but we're going to be pushing a lot harder than we were. So the gap should come down faster. It's going to be close, but I think we're going to catch him. Okay, Smith's done. On to Moreau, now 93 effort. Gap's down to 33 seconds, and yes, it is looking quite favorable right now for our sprinters. And like I said, I like our chances because the profile is misleading. Profile could be setting the other teams up. It's 4K to go, 99 all the way. I was a little late on that part. I should have already been going. 2.5K. We got to start pushing here, Jorgensen. There we go. Breakaway's done, and we are pushing from the front. Now the problem here is that we've got a top guy in German pushing 1.1K and doing the damage to everyone behind us, so we're not quite set for the finish. But if we can keep pushing, there goes. Oh my goodness, Alaphilippe! How is he? Alaphilippe's gonna win this thing. Are you kidding me? Alaphilippe's gonna win this thing. We're gonna take second, third, fourth, fifth.
Superb sprint victory. He was
Oh
the
man!
strongest at the
Oh,
last.
we didn't have any red bar left. German destroyed his teammates, and we do. We get second, third, fourth. Oh, it's sixth. Ouch! It did come down to punchers, and Alaphilippe somehow. We were on full sprint for 2+ kilometers with guys who weren't great sprinters until we got to German. But German should have been fast enough to pull away from Alaphilippe. And no, he was right there. He was right there. And just a little acceleration. Poof, there he goes. Yeah. Now, stage 4 was well played. Stage 5, not so much. Part of that was catching that group late. Part of that was having a bunch of guys with energy. As we, again, came up late, I really should have just kind of split off and did 2 sprint teams at that point. And gone for both in a little more of a pure way. But, yeah, that was crazy that Alaphilippe had that kind of energy left after we were already on full sprint from 3.1 kilometers out. So for those 2 kilometers, he lost no ground and somehow still had all of his red bar. That's insane. That he. We'll see the replay here. I mean, how is he still riding our wheel without feeling the effects of what we did? I mean, look at how he comes and overtakes us. He was locked in on our wheel. He was in the ideal position. And we set him up perfect. But unlike my guys, he was able to retain his red bar on our wheel when we weren't able to do so on our own wheel. Still, not a bad thing to have 4 riders in the top 6 on a stage. Just saying. Wasn't the ideal scenario, but not too bad either. Stage 6, we finally have a sprint stage in this year's Vuelta. 3 riders in the break, only a half-minute gap, so it is very much coming down to the sprint finish. And as I was previously discussing, but I think I kind of sped through it because it ended up being a really long episode, I went through all the teams, and there's only one team that is here as a sprint. What the heck? All of a sudden I have 6K. I missed that. So 6K means sprint team only, and that is going to be Reykjavik and Gazzoli leading us out. There's Elvis Machado. We have Kinkis and Jaman. Jaman, you're up right now, buddy. Oh, Moreau! You idiot. Jaman had space.
Only 5 kilometers left.
Gels, okay. 97. Okay, so Caja Rural, the team working at the front right now, have 2 very, very top sprinters. And then Rainsford is here. That's it. That's the sprint competition. Now, my guys aren't exactly top sprint. We don't have an 80, but we do have a 79.
There we go.
And that is certainly not too bad. These guys are already in sprint mode. Kinkis, give me your at least a little acceleration. Elvis Machado. So we're doing this from 2K out. There's Alaphilippe already at the front. Elvis Machado, Gazzoli. Okay, coming up on 1K, this time not having done the damage, but also this time not in the ideal position, though. Gazzoli makes a great turn there, and Reykjavik has the energy to finish this off. If those guys lift, any of those 3 lift, we'll move up ahead of them if they run out of red bar before the finish. But one does, a second one just does, but Alaphilippe again, what is going on? Alaphilippe, 74 top speed, 81 acceleration, and he must be on a +5 here. He must be fitness peak objective, so technically +3, but high morale, maybe hitting +4s. I don't know what's going on, how he is that quick. Gazzoli, second, beating that other top sprinter, Penhout. Reykjavik gets 4th. Rainsford was only 10th. I'm trying to remember who the 3rd one was, but right there, right at the front, there's the Caja Rural guy fading, so he ran out of energy before the finish. So he went too early. We play that nearly to perfection, and Julian Alaphilippe ends up celebrating again and pulling further ahead in the points classification. Let's see, it's Adcock is the other one. Yeah, 81.78. They did not. Adcock was the one who faded. Where did his lead out guy go? Yeah, Gamba Rainsford is the other one. 79.82. There's the 3rd one. 80.76. It looks like he's being used as the lead out guy. That's what we got to deal with. Penhout is pretty competitive, but only a 77 on the top speed, 84 on the acceleration. So we got to watch out for him. And Tunison, Joyce isn't that bad, 74. Aaron Burrow. That's most of what we're facing is guys that are similar to us or just a step below us, meaning we could beat those guys. How Alaphilippe is pulling these paces at the finish really difficult to understand right now. 79 resistance, that absolutely helps on, like, say that last stage, stage 5, the way he won that one. That's down to having really high resistance and then being able to just go really late with that acceleration. This stage, I have no idea how he pulled that one off. He must have been on a +5, +4. Well, multiple podiums. We do get one stage win out of this. We are now 15th in the index, which is in the danger zone. It's very much in the danger zone. But let's take a quick moment as we wrap this episode up and check out. No, what I want is a search. We're going to search free in 2027. And Bridensholt, Ilya Fenn, both still available. Ilya Fenn actually reached out to us saying he wants a contract. I wish we could afford you, Mr. 71,000 a year ago. Bridensholt's been quiet, but both of them, unlike the other guys we were targeting, both of them still holding out a little bit longer. Then we dropped to Pedersen at a 78, and then still a handful of 77s. So in terms of game changers that can make an impact, right? You've got two potential top leaders that can really bump an average in Bridensholt and Fenn. We need to hope that those guys sign with one of the top 14 teams, in all honesty. It might be bad for us competitively next season, but we need to make sure that we're still on the world tour. So hopefully those two go to top teams. After that, it doesn't matter quite as much, but we're looking at Pedersen coming off of a very large contract. He's probably not going to be making that this next year. 30 to 40,000 is what I would imagine he'll get, especially at 30. But maybe 45, 50,000 is what he'll be able to command. Anyway, he's still a little bit on the dangerous side at a 78. And then all those 77s. 77's not great. It's below, we have 78 points, right? 77's below that. But say you have two riders who are like 81 each, and then your third best rider is a 74, and all of a sudden you sign a 77. You bump your team average by an entire point. So that could put a team behind us to ahead of us. Absolutely could. So it's not over yet. There's still a number of dangerous signings available. Van Veenendaal still there. That 78 cobble rating would have been nice, but again, not a great sprinter. He wouldn't have done much in terms of winning, but he would have gotten us a lot of top fives. I would have been tempted to take him over Vermark, but I'm thinking we're probably looking at same money as Vermark or more. We looked, didn't we? We did look. I don't remember. How much was he? He's still available. Oh, I didn't get to do an offer? Or he was the one who turned his back on us and we ended up saying no. I think that's what it was in the dossiers. Well, anyway, that's still a number of dangerous signings that can absolutely impact the top end of World Tour classification for next season. So we still got some worrying to do on that. We are not secure. Right now we're better than the 19th we were a season ago, but I have a feeling we might finish around 17th. And hopefully it's only maybe two more teams that get enough of a boost out of this. We can handle up to 4, though. And it definitely does not look like there's danger for more than 4. But still, to raise our average by a whole point and not improve our position, or to have our position go worse, pretty harsh. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.